Right, I bought a couple of new files. And files, when you buy them, they come with this nasty little point that if you try to use the file without a handle, it'll poke in your hand. So you've got to make a handle, or you've got to buy a handle. And I prefer to make a handle because I have the materials, and it's really not that hard. This is a handle that I made for a rasp. Works really well. I just take a piece of copper pipe and I cut it off with a pipe cutter. And then I'm going to turn these down to make something comfortable to hold these with. When I made this one, I find it's a little bit short, so I'm going to make these a little longer. First thing I have to do is drill a hole for this based on the size. And these look to be, I'm probably going to drill a 1/4 inch hole. They go beyond that, but I want them to jam in, but I don't want to split the wood. This will help. So I'm going to have to drill a 1/4 inch hole. Okay, I made a mark 1.5 inches down. So I'm going to need to set the depth stop on my drill press to stop when it reaches that point, or a little below. That's good. So then we'll center it up. I want to clean off the bit. The ebony tends to fill the flutes on the bit, and that's going to cause it to overheat. There we go. Nice hole. All right. These guys are ready to turn. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place the whole side in my 60-degree live center. I'm going to place the other end in the chuck, which I've added spigot jaws to. And the reason for that is I'm going to have to pull this away to turn the tenon for the copper pipe. So we'll just get this guy set in the jaws loosely for now. Bring up the headstock, the tailstock. Crank that in. Tighten down the chuck. Now I take my piece of copper pipe and I'm going to mark the length on the barrel here. That's how far I need to turn the tenon. And for that I'm going to use a bedan. Okay, as we get close, I've taken a set of calipers and I've set them to slightly more than the inside diameter of the copper pipe. We're going to come down and we're going to keep testing with the calipers until we get to the right diameter. You've got to really make a good effort to keep that tenon straight and square. We're getting very close here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the tailstock away. Not quite there yet. That's actually pretty good. We want it to be a nice snug fit, so next step now is for me to turn the rest of the tenon down to that diameter. Pays to be patient here. You don't want to make it too small. I think this is good. I'm happy with that. So now we're going to turn down the rest of the piece so that we can shape the handle. Switch to a spindle gouge and do some shaping. I want it to fit my hand comfortably. This is actually pretty good. I'm going to use a skew chisel to try to smooth some of this out. to take a parting tool and I'm going to come close, cut this off. I don't want my handle to be too smooth because my handle slide off of it. So I think I'm just going to put on some finish, and I'm going to use a pen finish because that's the only polish that I have right now. I'm just going to wipe it on with the lathe off. I'm going to put about 3 coats of this on, and then I'm going to buff it out. I'll have to sand and finish the top once I get it off the lathe. Going to part it right off. Done. I'll just sand that up and finish it, and we're good to go. Now I'll do the Osage orange. Alright, both handles are done. Now I just need to attach them to the files. Just insert the end until that's it. Now I'm ready to go, and my hands are protected from that pointy end of the file.